Alright. Hello America, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and yes, this time I happened to start recording a little bit later than normal because I wanted to get this on the air and I wanted to get it right the first time. Let me go ahead and let people know that we are, of course, live right now, and we are here and ready to powwow with you and talk about things in general. So, let's see if we can get this online. And I do know the speaker is on this time because I tested the speaker before I came on here to the show. So, today we're going to make some corrections to some errors I made last night on the video. I said some things that were not quite accurate, and I wanted to straighten them out. One of the first things I said was, as we're talking about house phones versus cell phones, and I said that I calculated my budget wrong. Then said that if I didn't pay all the credit cards and things, that I'd be able to get my satellite dish back. Well, no, it's not correct at all. In fact, that was a mistake. I apologize for that, because what happens is I owe so much money in credit cards and things like that. If I didn't have my cell phone service, or house phone for that matter, then what I would have is, like I said, I'm just broadcasting the message that I am on the air now so that people can catch me. And hopefully this time you'll be able to hear me up front instead of waiting for the, so I'm sending out these multiple messages. I'm sending out a tweet. Don't ask me how this works. I don't really get into the cell phone thing. Not much. Of course, we also mentioned that cell phones also are not really necessarily better than other things. So, what exactly is the biggest problem with cell phones? Well, as I found out quite by quite interestingly, when somebody actually called emergency responders on my house phone by just taking the phone off the hook and dialing 911, goes the phone on the porch, is that emergency responders have on file any enhanced 911, your exact name, address, apartment number, in some cases even more details than that. That tells you exactly where the person's calling from. Whereas with the cell phone networks, there's no absolute guarantee that you know where the person is, and you're going to send this link out to MySpace. Probably not. Probably not. I don't really think I'm going to go too detailed here. Add your location. Choose nearby places. There it is. Okay, selected that. Sometimes I get this right. And
So, alright, so I got just somebody send a message saying live now so people know I'm now. Are we going to be doing this next week? I hate to say this, but I don't think so, because I'm thinking is that we're going to definitely be giving up the cell phone, because like I said, I can't afford to have both, and let me be honest and say this, okay? I'm 48 years old. I'm not a kid anymore, okay? And I know that so many people would say is cell phones are better and all that. And I think cell phones are okay. But they're like a multi-tool, you know? They do a little bit of everything, but it doesn't make them good at one particular thing or another. They try to do too many things at one time. What I can do is, can I cut this? Select. Copy. I had a chance to practice something about this copying thing. Alright, so let me go ahead and do this. Let me send this out to MySpace. And then, this is another reason I don't really particularly like this software that much, because I have to send this out to multiple links. Okay, so I'm going to go to MySpace. So let's do that right now. www. Oops, sorry, I need another W. Without a space. Oh, that's another thing too. Right? I like my home computer better. .com. I have to enter. And I'm going to log into my space. I'm going to bookmark this too, so I can go back here again and things like that. So, MySpace, like I said once before, it was a site that was designed originally as the original social network. And what happened was, and that was pretty cool, but it didn't stay that way for long. You know, that is absolutely positively irritating what it just did. What? Bleep, 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 bleep. It's like, right there, it's like, yeah, it does that. It's rude. It's like, you're trying to type, right? And, like, you can't, because the stupid thing has got this, and I gotta type my email, because I have so many. I don't like this thing still. Sorry. Where's the @ sign on this thing? Right there. Okay. So anyway, like I said, one of the things about the house phone is it seems to be more I remember we said one time before, the problem with, the problem with house phones, let's hope we got that right. Yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to post a link, but I'm not going to be able to post everything else, so I'm just going to be able to Alright, so I'll send my link out. So I sent
the link out and see if it's in here right now. Yes, there I am. Okay, so that's me right now. Okay, so you gotta be kidding me. Why does it say you're in Boston, Massachusetts? Because the thing's got the only thing is which address is this from? Now maybe? Let's see. So I hit always pull up the browser player and see which one is actually playing. If it's playing the newest link or if it's playing the older link, I don't really know which one's doing. So right now it says it's. That's like I said. That's asinine. You know, you can't do anything if you're doing that. Exactly. All right, guys. Look, I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon. We'll do another video soon as soon. Okay, so that was yesterday's video, and I'm gonna try to post today's link. I don't know why I didn't post today's link, so let me paste. Okay. Oh, you know what it's doing? What? It selected the wrong link. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. Stupid thing. Selected the wrong place. Oh. Told you I hate Android. This thing sucks. Every time I tried to post a link on Android, it's like Android's out there to get me. Alright? So let me jump over here. And let me go to my bookmarks. I want to see if it looks like it has some similarity to my BlackBerry, which is a little bit better at the cut and paste options, I think. Actually, you know what? I never tried cutting and pasting my BlackBerry, so I can't really say how much better or how much worse it is or any of that. So let's see. So I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna go to select all. I'm gonna select copy. And now I gotta go back to the other window. Let's see if I can get there without screwing me up every other way. Because I didn't bookmark my, oh, come on. Okay, got it. What? I gotta go to MySpace again. Recent tabs. Share a link into their full history. Live dashboard. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bookmark or trying to pull my link out, and I pulled it out, and then it pulled out the wrong link. That's why it wasn't working. So let me see now if that pulled it out. No, it's doing the same thing. Why? I don't know. It's stupid. Yeah, that's cell phones for you. You know, these things are a pain in my ass. It's the phone that's the problem. It's not necessarily, yeah, power off. You're starting to annoy the hell out of me. Alright. So anyway, we are live. We are broadcasting, and now you had to see why we don't like this live streaming stuff. So, as I said, we made a mistake, and what we said yesterday about how if we actually didn't pay our bills and we could afford to have both, we can't have both because of the fact is, or have the home phone satellite dish. That's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen because of the fact that the home phone satellite dish thing is, well, let me just be honest when I say it. It would cost too much. I pay on my home phone. I pay for 3 home phone lines $101. It says I said 100. Okay, on cell phone plan just for the phones, which do come with data. So we're gonna have to include the data in with the phones, but not the external data, which is the MiFi. Okay, I'm paying $100 for 2 phone numbers. Okay, it's just 2, me and Dory, and when you add in the MiFi, it comes out to be $135. Okay, sure, it's unlimited talk and text, but it's the same price as the home phone. Now, if I want to have 3 cell phone numbers, say I want to keep one of the home phone numbers on the cell phone SIM chip, it's going to cost me $20. That brings up the cell phone bill to $120. That's not a savings. And then, of course, you add in the hotspot, and that's $35. That's $155. Gee, you know what? I'm paying the same price for the 3 home phones and a separate DSL line. A DSL line does not have data caps, and is maybe it's not the fastest thing in the world, but you know, I'll be honest with it, I haven't had a real major issue for most work. Sure, live streaming is a little bit of a problem, but I have to admit that's going to be true with anything at 1 megabit per second up, but that's expected. So, maybe when Winston finally gets fiber, we can sign. Yeah, that's better. Once Winston finally gets fiber cables available to the whole city, which will probably be like maybe in 30, 40, 50 years from now. You know, it's not really a major market for the cell phone providers, or for the home phone companies to go out there and run fiber cables so to town. It's just too expensive to do it. It's not going to be feasible. So the home phone markets are going to be kind of not really, inspired to do that. Today, of course, we also wanted to talk about the weather. Now, originally the weather was supposed to start cooling out. Unfortunately, it's not going to really start cooling down until Monday. And the high will be 30 today, tomorrow will be 30, and the day after that will be 30, and the day after that will be 30. And it's not going to be really that cool by any stretch of imagination. And it sucks because another big expensive item that eats a lot of my money is the air conditioning. In the summertime, air conditioning costs me outrageous funds. And it's making it harder because I need that for medical purposes to stay healthy. So that's pretty much where I stand. And like I said, I've talked to a couple of people, and I've read a few pages on Google. I've read a few pages from newspapers, and trying to talk about the home phone and cell phone thing. One person said that statistics show that people who have house phones only are more conservative. Well, let me actually say that. Let's stop with that. Are we more conservative? The question is how are you going to say that? How about the fact is the people who have grown up with house phones, first of all, we know what they are, we know what they do, we know what they sound like, we know that they're just like comparing, say, like a Nokia 6010 basic phone to a house phone, just because you want to compare apples to apples, well, at least as close as possible. It's a basic phone, but it works well during major storms and Hurricane Sandy, except for low-lying areas like Fire Island and parts of Manhattan, Long Island. The home phone stayed working. In some cases, after so long, whereas the many cell phone towers, especially Hurricane Katrina and yes, Sandy as well, actually ran out of diesel and propane to keep the generators running, which meant that the service could still go down, even though they tried very hard to keep the service running. Cell phone towers get so jammed up in Hurricane Katrina, and it happened in Sandy too because of the same reason. Too many people need to make phone calls to call relatives and check on their status, and that costed money. Nobody really thinks about that because everybody's thinking that
you won't be able to get anything out there.
Everybody's thinking that a cell phone tower means that it's always going to be at 24/7. It's not. Would Winstead's primary telephone switching office be at the mercy of flooding? Of course it would be. It's on Main Street. It's not on the highest part of Main Street. So I can bet that when they built that back in the 1940s, the telephone switching office, that obviously in the 55 flood, it probably was flooded out. But that's a rarity. We saw also in upstate New York in 1970s with Hurricane Agnes, that they suffered the same kind of fate, that their switching office got so waterlogged that it wasn't able to keep running. But that's a rarity, folks. That doesn't happen on a regular basis. It does happen, but it is not much you can really do about it. So the phone company, in this case, it was the original AT&T, had already designed a portable telephone switching office that could be wheeled in and connected to the existing wires and get the service back running fairly quickly. Okay, cell phone towers are doing the same thing. They have cell towers on wheels or cows, but you know, there's only so much telephone into wireless frequency, and if everybody has, if all 400, like a major city, if 170,000 cell phones happen to want to grab a phone call at that point to call somebody, the network's not going to be able to handle it. Yeah, of course, that's true with home phones too, I suppose. I mean, I never seem to hear too much about the home phones going down because of too much congestion. It does happen, but it's not as common. So I guess in some ways you could say this is really a toss-up based on personal preference, which is better. So let's talk about that. A cell phone speaker, I mentioned this before, they're small, okay? They're operate through a digital network, but then so do many home phones too. Even if it's the digital network is at the central office, it's using digital trunking and cablings that you don't really see, you know, the guts of the network. You see more of the guts when you pick up your phone on your cell phone. The guts is in your phone. That's what compresses and decompresses the calls into audible format you can hear. But some of the companies that make cell phones have made them trying to make them so cheap that they're sacrificing quality for quantity, and they are not making as good of a piece of equipment, and that's going to be cutting into the quality of the product. Apple is a better known company, but it doesn't mean that Apple is necessarily any more immune to this than anyone else is. Apple is out there making a profit. So even if they're selling a $600 or more for, say, for example, like an iPhone S E, which is about $499, or the iPhone 6S Plus, there's somehow the way Apple keeps making things thinner and smaller, something is going to be given up for that convenience of smaller size. Unfortunately, one of the biggest things that gets given up is batteries. in the case of a real general emergency, like you lose power for a couple of days, you know, that's a real problem because you're already going to charge your phone. I can plug in a house phone almost anywhere in my home and it will work, and I will be able to make a phone call. In fact, that's exactly what we did during Autumn Storm Alfred. That's exactly what I did. I just plugged in the house phone into the power fail jack on the switch. I didn't even have to worry about not being able to receive phone calls. Sure, it would be awkward to tell the other tenants there were calls because I'd have to go knock on their door, but I could do it. And that was something that we did do. So I don't know what to tell you as far as September goes. I'm going to be T-Mobile in September because I owe them in September. But in October, it definitely, I think there'll have to be some decisions made based on what I see is the better way to go. Can I make a suggestion? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, now you said once before that if Dory doesn't pay the 170, or sorry, 70, not 170, right? 70. The other 100 is for eating out things, and we can still use that money too. Yes, Dory, we still can use that. But go on. Would it be feasible to port the main house phone number out to another cell phone and then use that cell phone as an inexpensive prepaid cell phone? From what I've heard with T-Mobile, this gets a little complicated. First of all, it's not going to save any money by doing a prepaid versus a postpaid. So I'd have to probably be somewhat safe. So it makes sense more or less to put it on the same multiple phone data plan I have now, which is 3 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes. Is that 6? It's 6, yeah. 6 gigabytes of data per phone I would binge on in Data Stash. And then you can go ahead and you can make and receive phone calls. Oh, okay, so would it make sense? I suppose it would be okay. But again, I have to look at, it's not just the cell phone that kills you. It's everything else that kills you. It's the taxes and everything else. And I don't really have an idea which is better one. So what else are you doing today? Today I'm gonna go get some cat food for the kitties, Walmart, and some people food. And because I got the neighborhood cats that show up on my door, I'm gonna probably buy a big 30-pound bag of cat food. That'll give us, it's $20, and that way I can feed them too, and it won't be so bad and it's tragic for them because trust me, some of those cats look really, really, really emaciated. Yeah. So that's what we'll probably be doing in the next few days. For people in my space, next time I do this, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have to invest in something similar to a tablet, like an iPad, really, because it would help a lot for, then I'll be able to look up news articles and things like that as well. We'll be able to, so if we do keep the cell phones and the data plan, then we're going to definitely need a tablet because that little cell phone is just too small to really be feasible for doing any serious work. Sorry, I know the cell phone people would say is Android's better than iOS, but actually, statistically speaking, no, it's not. The Android phone is actually has lost some popularity to iOS. iOS is much more liked overall in many countries, in the Western countries such as the United States. iOS is more popular than Android for many people when they can get a phone with iOS. Now, iOS, unlike Android, is a proprietary product that's only available on Apple products. So, or Android can show up on so many different products and so many different cell phones. This MiFi has Android in it. Okay, this pocket cell phone here, the Alcatel One Touch, has Android in it. So you see, that's why it doesn't matter which one you use. It's all going to be the same way. So it's what's better. Well, besides person, what you prefer? Windows Mobile? I get it. Windows Mobile has really very few phones, if you want to know that. It's something that, unfortunately, Apple's a little bit disappointed in. Microsoft was a little disappointed in that they could not really get Windows Mobile to really take off. I never use Windows Mobile. I never see Windows Mobile. I've seen more Android phones come to me, and people always ask me how to do things on Android. So Windows Mobile phones, never seen one to really, in a while, to really tell you if I like it or hate it. But overall, when I have to do an Android, I have to tell you, I really hate the damn thing. I just don't like it. iOS, to me, feels a little more intuitive. Even though it's the relative word, little more intuitive. That doesn't mean it's perfect. It's not. None of these are. It's just something that the preferences come involved, and that's what happens. Alright, guys, it's getting time to wrap this up. And by the way, I'm really sorry that some of you did not get a chance to see the finished video until way later in the day about Coffee with Michele, or with Lumi and Michele, and it took a while for YouTube to process it. We're going to try to find a way to get these videos out to you in a more timely fashion. So that's going to take a little bit of resources and a little bit of time, and we'll do it. We'll do it. I promise you that. I guarantee Michele will do it. I'm sure I will too. And as far as which phones and stuff we choose, when and why, let me just tell you this much. If I do go with the house phone only, on live streaming like this will obviously cease. If we choose to stay with the internet and the MiFi and the cell phones, it will continue on. But there will be other issues, changes will have to be made to keep things going. So it's really kind of hard to say which is better or which is worse. But for now, I will tell you this much, is keep cool, keep your sanity out there, and we will talk soon. So for now, I want to thank you all for watching this. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.